Hi everybody, welcome to this video. Today I'm painting or drawing, depending on what you want to call it, a pair of pears. This is my take on the Paint My Photo monthly challenge for artists, and it was paint a still life or draw a still life with a pattern. And a pattern means repetition, so I looked around the reference photos and found these two pairs, and the link to the reference photo is in the description box in case you're curious or maybe want to take it for your reference when painting or drawing. And I gave it my own kind of a background. So first of all, I sketched out the pears and then sketched out my background, and I'm having a wallpaper with patterns here, and I'm using archival ink black and a stamp that is kind of, well, a random floral pattern, and while giving the wallpaper some design there with permanent ink. This is like a manga ink. I'm lining out and inking my pears here and giving some shading with cross-hatching and some details with just tiny dots or lines that will help me later on with creating depth and 3D effect on my pears. So in case this is the first video that you watch this month on my channel, May is the month that I focus on inks, so the whole painting will be done by different kinds of inks that I'm gonna use, and the first one, like I said here, is an ink that is permanent. Once it's dry, you cannot reactivate it. I'm gonna work with another ink later on in this painting that reactivates once you put water on top. Excuse me. There's a lot of pollen in the air today, and I'm having my window open because otherwise it's too warm in my studio and my voice is, well, reacting. So I'm sorry if I sound kind of raspy or, well, like Bonnie Tyler-ish. I'm taking the same permanent ink to fill in the gaps on my wallpaper, so it has vertical lines. Some have a pattern, some have not, and the whole painting, again, like I said, will be done with ink, and most of it will be black and white. Just the pears will have color, so it's pretty much a monochrome kind of a painting with just a splotch of color on those pears. And you will see later on that it kind of combines two ways of or two styles of artwork. One is looking rather ancient and reminds you of the old still lifes from way back in the day, and I think the black and white part is kind of modern there, so that was not intended, but it happened. So the gray ink on the lower side on the table there is the ink that I was speaking of that would reactivate with water. It's an Indian ink by Winsor & Newton, and for some reason it's not permanent, so though it says permanent on the box, but I can reactivate things. So yeah, anyway, I'm using that for more of a watercolory feel and way to paint when it comes to painting with inks. So with the Tombos, I colored in both pears and then liquefied the pigment, and now I'm just gonna work on creating depth, having the right shadows. I'm working with a lot of brown there. It's a warm brown, by the way, and that helps a lot with shading those fruit. If you look at the reference photo, the pears are actually quite a bit red, and I didn't want to work with red. I wanted to have more of a yellow greenish kind of color in comparison to the black and white background. So I just pretty much changed up the colors there. For the shadow behind the pears, I'm taking a violet that is almost gray, and that works very well with the black and white background there. And then I'm just going in with an ink gel pen and adding some details, and that's my painting. I hope you enjoyed watching along. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. There's lots of photos and stuff on my blog about this painting. And I will see you tomorrow with a new Talk O'Clock vlog, so you can see behind the scenes stuff from my studio. And I will see you next week with lots and lots of new paintings and drawings. Have a very good day, do all the good YouTube stuff, and thanks again for watching. Bye!